If you want to get in contact with me, the best way to do it is on Instagram. If you just want to say what up, if you want to tell me you love my videos, if you want to tell me you hate my videos, the best way to do it is on Instagram. Peace, y'all. Jonny Fastlane here. So, Kodak Black apologizes to Young Miami, and 50 Cent and Mayweather are still at it. Quavo's working on a cartoon, plus, happy birthday, hip-hop. So y'all remember about like 2 weeks ago when Kodak Black came out with a freestyle over the phone from jail, right? And he was like, basically in the freestyle, he said something about, I bought Young Miami a rave. She went and had a 808 baby. When I see her, I'm gonna hit that little in her stomach, right? And it was crazy because at first people were saying like, oh, it's slang. He talking about like he gonna get all up in it. She gonna feel it in her stomach. But really and truly, he was talking about like hitting her in her stomach, like punching her in her stomach because she had a baby by this dude from 808 Mafia, Southside, right? So it was crazy, and he received a whole lot of backlash for it. A lot of people were like, yo, Kodak Black be bugging. And even in that freestyle, the next line after he said that, he said something like, the way I rap is too personal. People say I'm messing up my money. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because why would he even do that, right? So Kodak Black, 2 weeks later, actually responded and said, hashtag Young Miami, gimmicks are for suckers. As I sit back and realize how petty that move was, and as a man, it's certain things we refrain from, right? So this is cool, right? Because basically he's saying that, listen, yo, this is a gimmick, gimmicks are for suckers. I'm not the type of dude to do that. And then basically apologizing, right? He didn't say, I'm sorry, right? But he did say that, that type of behavior is for suckers, and there's certain stuff that I refrain from, so why would I do that? That's basically not in my character, right? So that's cool, right? I'm sure that he had a lot of time to like sit around and really think about what he said. Plus, other people probably was like, yo, Kodak, you bugging, right? She's pregnant, she's trying to enjoy her relationship, she's trying to have her baby, and you wilding out, right? So this is pretty cool that he apologized to her, right? And then this was on Twitter, by the way, and I don't know how he got a phone, whatever, right? So then he adds Southside from 808 Mafia, and he goes at Swizzle 808 Mafia. Ain't no smoke with you, bro. All that is lame. I pray y'all have a healthy baby and live a prosperous life. Besides, we got more hits to make, right? So this is dope, right? So he definitely apologized to Southside, but he really didn't apologize to Young Miami. He just said that behavior was a sucker move, and that's not really in his character, right? But I guess you want to apologize as a man. You want to apologize straight up to the other man, and of course, that man will talk to his girl, Young Miami, and be like, me and Kodak patched it up, so everything is cool or whatever, right? But this is dope, right? It looks like Kodak had some time to really think about it. He's kind of maturing, I think, but that's what happens with Kodak. Like, Kodak is either really introspective and super respectful or super ignorant, right? It's not anything down the middle. It's like he just wilds out. He's like, one side or the other side, which is weird and crazy, but that's Kodak Black. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, yo, so this is funny, right? And every once in a while, I guess like every month, at least once a month, right? It's just like a bill, right? At once a month, 50 Cent either beefs with Ja Rule or he either beefs with Mayweather, right? And so today he's beefing with Mayweather, right? So Mayweather kind of started this one. I mean, it's not about starting it. It's just like an ongoing beef. And sometimes I be sick and tired of watching 50 Cent beef with either Ja Rule or Mayweather on social media. And I ain't even gonna hold you, right? But anyway, so Mayweather went up on Instagram and he posts up, basically comments saying, 50 is a rat. He's failed at everything he tried to do. He failed at every attempt that he's trying to make. And then he puts up some pictures, right? So the first one that y'all saw was him versus Kanye. This was back in like 2004 when 50 Cent was dropping his album the same day Kanye was dropping his album. 50 Cent basically was like, if Kanye outsells me, I'm gonna retire, right? And then 50 Cent sold 600 291,000 hard copies, which is crazy, right? That means that he went platinum in a day. And then, but Kanye though sold 959,000 copies, going damn near double platinum in a day. So, you know, Kanye won that one. And Mayweather's kind of pointing it out like, you're a loser, right, to 50 Cent. Then he posts up another picture of, you know, Jay-Z with his bottle of Ace of Spades versus like 50 Cent with some liquor that he was endorsing back in the day. And this is the brown liquor, not the effing vodka, but some other liquor, saying who won between you and Jay-Z. You know, people that are supposed to be on your level, people that are supposed to be your peers, Jay-Z won, right? Then he posted up another picture of Dr. Dre with his Beats by Dre. And then, of course, 50 Cent endorsing some headphones that he was endorsing back in the day too, and then basically saying you lost that one too, right? And then he puts up a picture of a bunch of bottles of Ciroc and then a bottle of effing vodka, and he's showing that, look, between you and Puff Daddy or you and Diddy, you lost that one too, right? So everybody that you claim to be on their level, whether it's a Dr. Dre, a Puffy, a Jay-Z, Kanye West, you lose every time to all your counterparts, basically calling 50 Cent a big loser, right? And then he shows the charts of 50 Cent's album sales from, let's say, the first album, which is Get Rich or Die Trying, to one of his recent albums. So you see here that he shows 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying 2003, which is a classic, right? Sold 15 million copies, right? Then The Massacre sold 11 million. Then Curtis in 2007 sold 3 million. Then, you know, Before I Self-Destruct in 2009 sold 1.2 million. All the way down to Animal Ambition, which is 2014, which only sold 200,000 copies, right? So 200,000 copies is still pretty good, especially in 2014 when people weren't going to the store. I mean, it's really hard to compare this, right? Because where 50 Cent came out in 2003 and people were going to the store and buying hard copies of albums, right? Versus 2014 where, you know, people were trying to figure out the streaming platform and how to calculate sales and how many streams equal a sale. I think it's like 1,500 streams equal one sale. It's just so weird and funny. And now in 2019, I believe that they have everything kind of, you know, set in stone. But in 2014 was going through that weird transitional period where, yeah, I'm sure everybody's album sales probably looked a little funny bunny, right? But anyway, Floyd Mayweather is not giving any context around that and just saying, look, you went from 15 million to 200,000, and if you just look at the pure numbers, then yeah, it looks kind of funny, and it looks like 50 Cent is on a decline, right? But also, he didn't show the incline of 50 Cent in his media because, you know, he started out pimping Curly, then he had This Is 50.com, then he started out on some little YouTube series, then he did Power, now he's going to be doing BMF, so 50 Cent is on the incline as far as that goes. I'm just saying, Mayweather, you know, you got to paint the whole picture, but I understand that you want to paint the picture from your side because you want 50 Cent to look like a loser, right? So anyway, 50 Cent responds. So 50 Cent goes, somebody tell Floyd Mayweather that he won and he's the greatest of all time. And nobody, I mean nobody can never take that away from him or what he's done. He's done amazing in his life. I'm done with all the back and forth. Now, can somebody please read that to the champ? Positive vibes. So it's funny, right? Because at first you're thinking like, okay, 50 Cent is on his positivity. He's saying, you know, Mayweather won. You know, I am sorry. He didn't say sorry, but he's like, listen, you did amazing with your life. And then he's like, can somebody please read this to him, please? Because y'all know that, you know, they're saying that Mayweather's illiterate, right? And, you know, honestly, I think that Mayweather might be a little illiterate. I don't know, right? But anyway, it's retarded. It's funny. It's cool. It's also kind of fatigued because I'm sick and tired of these two dudes going back and forth. But let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Alright, this is dope, right? Because Quality Control, right? And for y'all that don't know, Quality Control is the record label that, like, it's a huge record label, so you should know, but that's the label that the Migos is signed to. Cardi B is not really signed to QC, Quality Control, but they're managing her. Stefflon Don is over there, Saweetie, Lil Yachty, the City Girls. So, you know, they're huge, right? But anyway, so there's two CEOs of QC, right? There's QCP, P from Quality Control, and his name is just P, and then Coach K, right? And so this is dope, right? Because now they're opening up a television division with Quality Control, and it's just more money and more bags that they all gonna get, right? So one of the first cartoons that they're gonna be working on is something with Quavo, right? And Quavo said that he's always loved animation. He said that he grew up watching cartoons, and he just looks forward to the opportunity to do a cartoon for the kids where they can see kind of their self in the face of him or in the face of these characters. And then also kind of breaking down what hip-hop meant to Quavo growing up in Atlanta, right? So it's going to be a hip-hop cartoon for kids set in Atlanta on the north side is what Quavo says, right? Which is dope, right? Because a lot of other rappers have done cartoons, right? So like Big Baby Drum has Laser Wolf. You know, Kyle has that Sugar and Toys. Tyler the Creator has the Loiter Squad, which is not really a cartoon, but it is on Adult Swim. But all those dudes do cartoons, yes, but cartoons for adults, right? It's something that I would sit down and watch. But Quavo was doing it more for the kids. Well, not more for the kids. Quavo's doing it for the kids, right? Quavo love the kids, you know what I'm saying? Which is dope. I think that it's going to be fire. It's supposed to be coming out next year. They're working on it now. No official release date yet, but we'll see what happens. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Hi Joe, happy birthday hip hop, right? This is dope, right? Because hip hop actually has a date that you can track back the date to where the first day that hip hop ever started, right? So for y'all that don't know, hip hop started not too long ago, maybe like 46 years, well not maybe, like 46 years ago, August 11th, 1973. So hip hop is 46 years old, right? A lot of people would dispute that. We'll get into that in a minute. But the reason why people trace hip hop back to August 11th, in 1973 is because DJ Kool Herc was throwing a back-to-school party. His sister was throwing a back-to-school party in the Bronx, right, in the projects. And DJ Kool Herc was there, and he was DJing, right? And he wasn't on the ones and the twos at that time. He was just on the ones, right? But he did have a two, right? And it was kind of, you know, established a little bit before this day, or maybe a year or two before this day, that a lot of the break dancers would come down, you know, B-boys and B-girls, which stood for break dancers, break boys and break girls, would come and they would dance at different parties. And DJs used to practice this a little bit, but not quite as good as DJ Kool Herc did it, when he basically isolated one part of a disco song and then kind of kept repeating just that one little part without the words or anything like that, just like the bass, maybe the percussion, a little bit of the melody, and that's it, right? But he had two of the same exact records. He was playing it on one turntable, then he managed to like Jimmy rig another turntable up to that, and he used like a little radio mixer in between the two, right? So he started it this way and let that play out, but then before that break would go on to something else, he would cut it to the next one and then start that. And then before that, he would cut it to the next one and do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? And people are saying like, this is the birth of hip hop. And historically, yeah, a lot of people accept that that was hip hop that started, or this day, 1973 in the Bronx, right? But there are a lot of disputes. So a lot of people are saying like there were other DJs who were doing exactly what Kool Herc was doing in different parts of the Bronx a little bit before that, right? There's a lot of people that say it even might have started in Brooklyn, because there were DJs that used to do that kind of stuff back in Brooklyn. All I know is that all these people kind of knew each other, went to parties together, and a lot of the ideas kind of rubbed off on each other. I don't believe that Kool Herc probably invented, doing that right then and there, and he probably saw other DJs do it, and he also probably practiced in his crib before he did it. But Kool Herc was one of the most popular DJs to do it, this new thing. So, they attribute it to Kool Herc, and that's fine, right? The Bronx, Manhattan, or Harlem, Brooklyn, even Staten Island and Queens are all in the same city, a small space in New York City with 8 million people. So I'm sure that, a lot of these people were going uptown to parties on the train, going downtown to parties on the train, even going to Queens to parties on the train. And if you ask some people, maybe even in, Connecticut or New Jersey, because we're all still connected very close together, right? This was before Hot 97. This was before Power 105. This was like WBLS days, right? And then there's some people that say hip-hop started way before that, because there's a song called Here Comes the Judge by Pigmeat Martin back in 1968, and he was kind of spitting on that track, right? And rapping a little bit on the track. Even he was more like spoken word and poem, Here Come the Judge, but he damn sure wasn't singing, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of was rap, if it was Pigmeat Martin the first rapper, I don't know, but y'all need to look it up. But the crazy thing is, even if he was the first rapper, rap and hip-hop are two different things. Rap is an art form that lives within hip-hop, right? Hip-hop is made of a lot of different elements, from DJing to rap to graffiti to dancing to breakdancing to the way that you dress to the way that you talk to your swag about you, right? I'm not rapping right now, I'm not a rapper, but I am definitely doing some hip-hop shit right now. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just kind of, a little bit weird. So Pigmeat Martin was rapping, but it wasn't hip-hop because he didn't have the clothes to go with it. He used to wear suits, he didn't graffiti at all. And the dude was like, 45 years old. Not saying that you can't be a 45-year-old rapper, but you get my point, right? But anyway, happy birthday to hip-hop, because the official birthday to hip-hop, yes, is today. And yeah, we'll take it, we'll run with it. And it started in the Bronx, so that's cool too. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Follow me at Jonny Fastlane on Instagram. And y'all already know what to do. Peace.